Hi, Shana here again. Today we are trying to look at a different perspective related to strategic, managerial and operational level case studies, which is the time management. In time management, in our course, as I explained, we have a model of how to pass a student, which was developed by looking at so many people who passed the paper with high marks, so many candidates who failed the paper with marginal marks. After looking at so many like that, to be specific, about 50 from each session for last many sessions, we have developed a model. So in that model, time management is a critical element. In time management, we do a mathematical game just to awake the students, just to show them how mathematical model can be helpful for them for their time management. We look at some calculations on the exam day. We look at some calculations just to show to the candidates how to play the game on the exam day as far as the time management is concerned. So this is how we do it. I'm not going to do the entire thing. We don't have time to do that, but I'll give you some guidelines related to that. What we do in our course is we get the students to read the past paper different variants to see what time do they actually need to read a question. We do that quite seriously because then you will get a feel about the number of minutes available. As an example, in one variant, let's take one task, one section. There are 3 questions involved based on the level of the case study that you do, operational, managerial, strategic. The time allocation for one of them would be different, but let's take, for the easy calculation purposes, let's take 60 minutes. I do agree, if it is managerial level, you will have 4 different tasks or sections. Each one is approximately 45 minutes. But again, for the calculation purposes, let's take 60 minutes. So 1 hour. And even at managerial level, you might get certain ones where you have 1 hour. So that's possible as well. But anyway, the point is you have 60 minutes. Now then to see how many minutes do you actually need to read the unseen and the reference material. How many minutes do you actually need to read the unseen and the reference material? We do that test just to get a feel. What are the findings of that? Number 1 is you might need 4-5 minutes to read it. Second finding is it really depends on the paper. There are certain unseens where there is 1 page of reference material. There are certain unseens where there are 3 pages of reference materials with loads and loads of numbers available, loads and loads of data available. 3 different pages. Go through some of the, I can name some of them from the strategic level, managerial level, operational level. But I want you to go and get that feeling for yourself. That's what we do in the class. That's what we do in our course. See how many minutes approximately you need to read it. First read it with the basic understanding to get a feel about what is it all about. Now then the point is, after you read, you need to spend a lot of time for the imagination. Imagination is a technique that is partly in our model. In our model, we have a area technique called imagination, which forces the students to close their eyes and try to imagine about the situation given in the unseen day. Close their eyes to imagine the situation given on the exam day. How it works, we will explain when you join the course. That's not my objective now, but you need time for the imagination. My objective here is to say, what time do you need for the imagination? How many minutes are we looking at it? So in trying to do that justification, what we do in the class is we do so many questions. We have a day called maths day where we do the calculation, where we say maths has to be right for anything. In the course, we do the imagination and see how many minutes actually you need for it. Maybe about another 3 minutes. So once you do that, once you join the course and do that, you get a feel about what kind of time I should be allocating on the exam day for different activities. Whenever you have a task or a section, when there are 3 questions in it, the biggest risk that you take is on the 3rd question. The most likely thing to happen is you write a lot for the question number 1, you write a lot for the question number 2. When it comes to question number 3, well, there are enough to be written but not enough time. So we push very hard within our course to agree the starting time of question number 3 or the end time of question number 2. That's the target that we give for our students. That's the target that they push behind. There is a clock given on the exam day, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, it comes down, it counts down. And we agree a point where students will always look for that point. That's the point where they shall start answering the third question. That's the question where, unless you do something special, you really write less and take the risk of failing. People who get very high marks for this paper. Last many sessions in Sri Lanka, we have been having the highest marks in the country. If you see those people, if you see the people who pass, 25 people that we always speak to, they have never done a great job for any of the sections. So when you join the course, we will agree that deadline and we will push you hard to look for that deadline. Even if you do it alone, try to agree a time for starting the last question. That's the question where you might not be performing well. So coming back to maths, maths is everything was the discussion today. Coming back to maths, if you take 5 more minutes to read the unseen, if you take 5 more minutes to understand the unseen, if you spend 5 more minutes to do the imagination, and if there are 3 follow-up questions in that task or in that section, if there are 3 follow-up questions, each question you will lose 5 divided by 3. Each question, say you take 6 minutes to make the maths easy, and if there are 3 questions, each question you will lose 2 minutes for each question. The time you had to write the answer, you will lose 2 minutes from each question. So take a mathematical decision whenever you need to spend more time in try to understand the unseen, try to do the imagination from the unseen, try to plan the answer. When try to do that, if you spend 6 more minutes, you are going to lose 2 minutes from each. You are going to lose 1/3 from each, assuming there are 3 questions. See whether it's worthwhile for you to do that. That's the decision that you should be taking on the exam day when you go through the variant. Obviously, on the exam day, you will be under pressure. Something that we master is the human psychology. When you join Learn SEMA, we master human psychology. Therefore, we understand these things. You will be under pressure. Anyone who is doing the exams will be under pressure. So, we give you many techniques in our models, how you manage that situation. Or rather, we discuss about how do we act logically when you are under pressure. Yes, you are under pressure. You can reduce the pressure a little bit. But the question is, how do we act logically under pressure? That is something that we seriously discuss in the course. The other thing that we seriously discuss is how the exam pressure can be converted to a pleasure. How can we take it as a pleasure, do the exam with fun, face to this uncertainty with fun, face to this unexpected unseen with fun, and show that you are a brilliant student on the exam day. That's what we master. The human psychology part comes as a serious element in our model to pass the student. So coming back to maths, you need to play the game of ROI. On the exam day, your investment is 180 minutes. Your return is the marks that you are going to get. Do the mathematical calculation of return on investment, or rather return on time. Time is your investment. So look at the mathematical calculation on ROT and see, if I explain this point furthermore by adding 2 more lines, what do you think is the ROI? Maybe less. If I explain 1 more important point, what do you think is the ROI is? Is it high or low? Probably high. You need to see the ROT, return on time. If I write 3 lines, this is my investment. What would be my return? How many marks I can gain? Something that you can write in 3 lines might get 2 marks. That's the ideal model. You continue to invest on that product. You continue to invest 3 lines on each product and you'll be getting 2 marks for all of those products. The same point can be explained in 7 lines. Well, you will get your marks, which is 2 marks. You will certainly get your 2 marks because you have spent that in 7 lines. So probably it's a better explanation. However, ROT, return on time, ROI, return on investment, is very, very low. For you to get the 2 marks, you have spent 7 lines, which means more minutes than what you would have done in 3 lines. So that's another part of our maths model. So maths is everything is part of our game to pass you in our model of how to pass the case study. Join us to enjoy. Thank you very much.